folks, it's your good friend Hillbilly Scribbs with you again for another episode of the Hillbilly Hollar, and we're going to be going over what's been going on here in the movie trivia face-off, and also what's coming up in the movie trivia face-off. So be some good stuff. This will be a lot of fun, so here we go. I'm going to start off with a little recap from last week. You know, we had two matches that we talked about last week. Our first match, we saw the Caramel Mountain, and he went and sunk the little boat, which does go to show us that sometimes all you need is some really good hair. Now, I wouldn't count the little boat out, although this eliminated him from qualifying for the singles tournament. I think he's still got some trivia left in him, and I think we'll see more of him. And as we talked about last time, you know, we might be seeing a lot more of him because on account of him being able to do the time traveling, and there may be UFOs involved too. And usually if you got time traveling UFOs, there may be some woolly bookers involved. We used to have those, they lived in the woods out behind the cabin when I was growing up. But that, we can talk about that another time. The other match we had last week saw that Spaniard fella face off against the suit up guy, and I gotta stop right there for a second. I got his name all wrong. Evidently he already suited up and he's now the suited man, so I apologize. Sometimes my investigative reporting just really isn't as good as it needs to be, so sorry about that. Anywho, the Spaniard, he beat this the suited man. So the suited fella, he's no longer going to be in the Gestacular division. It was a really good match, and I got to tell you, that Spaniard, he's kind of scary good with that Gestacular stuff. But anyway, I kind of think this may be a feud of brewing. So we'll see. We'll see what's coming next for these two. Then let's just take a second, and I've mentioned the singles tournament, so I'm going to talk about it for just a moment. It's coming up here in just a few weeks. We got about 2 more weeks of qualifying matches, and the way that works is folks get a chance to qualify for the tournament. You get one match. If you win, you get in. If you lose, then you're out of the tournament. So like I said, we got about 2 more weeks of these qualifying matches, and then we'll be starting the actual tournament, and that's pretty exciting. This is going to be the tournament to see who becomes the first movie trivia face-off singles champion. And that first match of the round 1 of the tournament is going to be happening on the 21st of July. So it's just a couple weeks away. It's going to be here before we know it. Super excited about that. As it gets a little closer and we know who all is going to be in it, I may do some sort of like some sort of episode and give you my tournament picks for each round. That might be a lot of fun. No telling what I'll come up with for that. Then we also in the works, there's a Gestacular tournament. Now this one's a little bit further off. We got for it, we get to do 2 qualifiers. So if you lose your first qualifying match, you do still have another chance to go in. And as I understand it, there's a lot more fellers trying to get into that tournament. So there's going to be a bunch of matches before that tournament really starts to shape up. But it's definitely on the horizon. It's out there. So it'll be something to watch for. So that kind of wraps up what's coming on down the road and what happened last week. So let's talk about this week. This week we're going to have 2 of our final singles tournament qualifying matches, and there's one coming up on the 7th of July on Sunday, and I'm pretty excited about that one because that's going to be my first match. Woohoo! I'm going to be going up against this fella. He calls himself the Diabo Australiano. And those of you who don't know, I'm kind of in Texas right now. I've been here for a little bit. And so I understand some of the Spanish. So I know that secretly his name means the Australian Devil. So I think he's probably someone not to be trifled with. But we're going to have fun. We'll both give it our best, and we'll see what happens. But it's going to be a good time. What I can tell you about him, though, is he does run a couple of other of these trivia leagues, so he's no slouch. He's got some experience. So moving on to the next match we got coming up this week, it's going to be on Wednesday, the 10th of the July, and this one, I'll be honest, I didn't really learn a whole lot about these fellers when I did my investigative researching. So I'll tell you what I did find out. It's going to be a guy named Sean that calls himself the Sicario. I think that's like those fancy cigarettes that they have in Europe. I don't know. But the Sicario, he's going to be going up against this fella named Michael Campbell. What I can tell you about the Sicario is, other than having a smoking name, he also plays the guitar. This Michael Campbell fella, I really didn't find anything out about him, so I'll be as surprised as you are when we see this match. But they're going to have their singles qualifying match on Wednesday, and it should be a pretty good one. They're also involved in other movie trivia leagues, so they're going to be bringing some experience with them as well. Should be a whole lot of fun. But that's what we got coming up this week. Now, a couple other things I just wanted to kind of mention while I got your attention is something we can all be looking forward to here in the league is we got some exhibition matches coming up, and these are matches that don't really count toward our records or nothing, but they let us kind of play around with categories that we don't normally get to deep dive into. So I know that there are some Harry Potter exhibition matches coming up. We got some Marvel movie exhibition matches coming up. There's a James Bond exhibition match coming up, and they're even going to do one for about hillbilly movies. I'm really looking forward to that one. But those are coming up, so we'll let you know about them as it gets closer and stuff. And then the last thing I wanted to mention is in this video, if you look down in the description, there's some links down there that you might want to check out. I got a link to the Movie Trivia Face Off YouTube channel, so that's where all of the matches are. So you can click on that and go check them all out and see who's who and what's going on and see who knows their stuff. And then there's also a link to my TeePublic store where you can get a fancy hillbilly shirt just like this. And then I also got a link for those of you that are kind of interested in joining our little league. There's a link with instructions on how to join. All you got to do is look up the Movie Trivia Schmodown's Patreon page, which I have that link down there, and then you just have to sign up at least the $2 level or more a month, so it's not very much money, and then that gives you access to our league, and then you can join up and you can get in on the fun too. But that's all I really got for this week. I know this was a little bit longer than last week's, but we'll try to get it a little more manageable next time. I just got to rambling as I sometimes do. But anyway, this is Hillbilly Scribbs signing off. I will see you next time. Until then, y'all have a glorious day.